My best friend stole my fiancé because I got an abortion. I, 26F, was with my ex, 28M, for a year and 4 months and we had just got engaged when I found I was pregnant. I was, and if I be honest, I am so in love with him. Both of us wanted to have kids and be parents. Both of us grew up in the US, but we are both ethnically from a very conservative culture where having a kid before getting married is extremely looked down on, and we would be having family from our native country coming here to attend the wedding. I was scared of telling both his and my parents that we were having a kid before getting married, as well as the thought of our extended family members looking down on us, and our child was not a pleasant one. I wanted to have this child so badly, but the thought of our family's reactions was too much for me to handle. I also knew that if I had told my ex, he would have tried to convince me that everything would be okay and that other people's opinions shouldn't matter to us. Because of this, I got an abortion without ever telling my ex that I was pregnant, and I only told my best friend. My best friend, 26F, tried to convince me to tell him, but I couldn't. I was afraid of losing him. She was always so supportive of our relationship, and she would tell me that I was so lucky to have him, and I guess she had somewhat of a small crush on him, but I trusted her to never try anything and to keep my secret. Instead, she betrayed my trust. I had some of my girlfriends over one night 3 weeks after the abortion, and we were having some drinks and just talking and watching a movie. My best friend got way too drunk that night and mentioned the abortion, and our other girlfriends were confused, and I broke down in tears and admitted the truth and begged them to not tell my ex. My ex got home while my girlfriends and I were still drunk arguing, and he could obviously tell something was wrong, and I ended up telling him about the abortion. He responded by asking me for the ring, and I refused to give it back and asked him to please talk to me when we were both sober, but he just walked right back out the door. He didn't come home until the next afternoon and packed some of his things and told me to move out within a week or he would throw all my stuff out. It was his apartment and only his name was on the lease. After a week, I again tried to talk to him and he refused to listen, and reluctantly, I did pack up all of my stuff and moved back into my parents' place, and despite trying to reach him, he never responded to my messages or picked up my calls. In the following weeks, my friends started closing me out other than my parents, who hid their disappointment. I had no one. 2 months later, my best friend posts a picture on her Instagram story with a guy whose face wasn't showing, but from the forearm tattoo, it was pretty clear it was my ex. Now, almost 3 years later, they're married and their son was recently born. I've rebuilt myself. I have new friends. My career is steady. I've tried dating, but nothing has worked out long term. I thought I was over it, but when I first saw the picture of them with their son, all the feelings came back and it hurts. My ex had told me about a name his first son would have, and that's exactly the name they chose. It feels like she's just rubbing it in my face. The one person I trusted to keep a single secret couldn't be quiet, and she stole my man and the life I should have had. I still have the ring he proposed to me with, and any time I see it now, I regret not telling him about being pregnant so much.